Hi everyone, my name is Paul Osorio and I'll be presenting on the net operating revenues ratios on the University of Guam's financial statements from fiscal year 2017 to 2021. Now, what is the net operating revenue ratio? It is the ratio that measures institutes like UOG's revenues and determines if it is enough to cover the cost that is normally needed to operate the university. There is a benchmark for this ratio that compares the UOG performance against other schools. That benchmark is 2 to 4%. The ratio also has a warning trend that determines whether the institute's revenue can suffice the cost of the operations. The warning trend is a decreasing percent or lower than 2%. Here are the results of the net operating revenues for 2017 through 2021. 2017 ended with a negative dip but increased significantly in the next year. Over the next 3 years, net operating revenues ratio remained steady, but 2021 has seen a significant increase. Analyzing net operating revenues ratios, these are the activities that significantly affected the financial statements. The first keynote to consider is that in 2017, the worst performing year, is that revenues were flat against increased costs. In addition, the EPSCoR grant was given to UOG, and this grant was to stimulate ocean research. However, at the same time, the grant surmounted a substantial amount of research costs incurred in 2017. Fiscal years 2018 and 2017 has seen a steady increase from 2017. But from 2017 to 2018, a big contributor to an increase in revenue is federal grants and contracts. In 2020, due to the completion of projects, federal grants and contracts increased even further due to the government providing the CARES Act relief fund to UOG. In fiscal year 2021, federal grants revenues dramatically increased. Like prior years, the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund that provides financial aid to students helped with COVID-19 expenses increased UOG's revenue. Now, what are some recommendations for UOG to take to increase this ratio? The first recommendation is to implement more training programs separate from the normal college courses. UOG would charge fees for these courses a lot less compared to college courses. They would offer additional revenue as it pertains to UOG's main source of income, instruction. The training program provides credentials and experience for recent graduates and those in the workforce. This recommendation is to deliver expertise and experience to those in the workforce with required credentials and certifications at a lower cost from regular tuition. Programs may be leadership experience or even a refresher engineering design course. The plan of action is to identify career training and programs that interest Guam and CNMI residents. The courses may be in person or online to provide opportunities to more people. UOG would then decide minimum requirements for the courses. Afterward, UOG hires and requests visiting professors and accredited off-island or on-island individuals. Once all courses and teachers are officiated, UOG advertises these classes to the residents. The second recommendation is to implement a retention program. This pertains to keeping college students from their first semester at UOG to graduation. The focus of this recommendation is to work closely with these students periodically toward their academic program. To maximize revenue on a per-student basis, UOG keeps that undergraduate student for all 4 years. And to implement this action, UOG must recognize which milestones they will focus on students. Examples is achieving sophomore, junior, and senior level status. UOG would then designate additional and existing faculty staff to arrange mandatory periodic meetings with these students during those points, and they may discuss degree progression and advertise non-regular courses and even career events. And since this program focuses on students on track to graduate, most resources would gear towards full-time students. The final recommendation is to enhance auxiliary services. UOG can utilize its public spaces, especially its cafeteria. Since the impact of COVID-19, the facility is not in use. The recommendation, since the effects of COVID are diminishing, is to bring vendors to sell foods or services to the public and students. Not only can the utilization of spaces increase revenues, they can enhance student college experience. To implement this recommendation, UOG must identify places of interest that will accommodate people such as the cafeteria. They would decide between vendors or autonomize to sell to the public. Example recommendations include selling food that is affordable and simple. Once establishments are set up, UOG must advertise through their online presence. Through the establishment's lifetime, they should implement performance measures to monitor how well it is performing in the university space. This concludes my presentation on net operating revenues ratios. Thank you for watching.